From peasants to patriots, the untold class struggle behind Madagascar's independence. Welcome back to Untold Africa, where we uncover the hidden stories behind our continent's past and give voice to the people history tried to forget. Today, we're taking you to the island of Madagascar, a land of unique landscapes, vibrant cultures, and a colonial struggle that was as much about class as it was about independence. This is not just a tale of French rule. It's a story of resistance from below, led by workers, farmers, women, and young people who risked everything for freedom. Let's begin at the beginning. Before the French arrived in full force, Madagascar was already a powerful kingdom. The Merina rulers had unified much of the island and established a centralized state with a complex social structure. At the top were the nobles or Adriana, followed by the free people or Hova, and then the enslaved or Adevo. But this internal hierarchy would soon be disrupted by an external force. In 1896, France declared Madagascar a colony after years of military campaigns and political pressure. The monarchy was abolished, the queen was exiled, and French officials took control of governance and resources. What followed was a system built on exploitation, plantations, forced labor, and heavy taxation. And like many colonies, the divide was clear. The French elite lived in luxury, while Malagasy workers and peasants suffered under oppressive conditions. Resistance didn't wait long to emerge. By the early 20th century, anti-colonial sentiment began growing among students, teachers, and workers. These were the first sparks of organized opposition. One of the earliest movements was led by educated youths. Students in Antananarivo started forming secret societies and writing pamphlets denouncing French policies. They were inspired by ideas of nationalism and socialism. Though they were often arrested or expelled, their message spread. Meanwhile, ordinary workers in cities like Tamatave and Fianarantsoa began organizing strikes against poor wages and working conditions. These strikes were not just economic protests. They were acts of defiance against colonial rule. Women played a crucial but often overlooked role. In rural areas, they were the backbone of agriculture, feeding families even as colonial policies pushed them into poverty. But beyond farming, women also became leaders in local resistance. Some joined underground networks, hiding activists and passing messages between villages. Others used traditional songs and oral histories to preserve national pride and inspire rebellion. In 1947, the largest uprising against French rule exploded across the island. This was not just a nationalist revolt, it was a class revolt. Farmers, soldiers, laborers, and students rose up together. They attacked colonial outposts, burned tax records, and called for complete independence. The French responded with brutal force. Thousands were killed, villages were destroyed, yet the spirit of resistance did not die. The 1947 rebellion marked a turning point. Although crushed, it exposed the fragility of French rule and inspired a new wave of activism. By the late 1950s, the movement for independence gained momentum again. This time, it was broader and more inclusive. Workers formed unions, students held demonstrations. Women's groups demanded equal rights alongside independence. Ordinary people, market traders, fishermen, factory workers all became part of the struggle. They knew freedom meant nothing if it did not bring justice. In 1960, after decades of resistance, Madagascar finally gained independence. Philibert Tsiranana became the country's first president. But the class struggle did not end with the raising of the flag. New elites emerged, some of whom continued the same patterns of inequality and corruption. Land remained concentrated. Workers still faced exploitation. Women still fought for recognition. Yet the foundation was laid. The courage of everyday people, not just leaders, made independence possible. So next time you hear the story of Madagascar's independence, remember, it was not written only by politicians. It was carried on the backs of farmers, sung by women, shouted by students, and fought for by workers. It was a struggle from below. Thank you for watching Untold Africa. If you found this video powerful, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a story. Share this with someone who wants to know the truth behind the fight for freedom. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed,